Hey friends, it's Drea. Today I have a tag video for you. This is the Blush Is Bae tag. I first saw Lauren Mae Beauty do this on her channel just recently, and I really wanted to do it. She didn't tag anybody. People, why do you do this? I've noticed recently this trend where people will do a tag but will not tag anybody in the comments. Lauren, I'm going to call you out on this because you could have tagged me. Anyways. It's okay to call out a friend. But yeah, so I just saw it and I was like, I want to do that, so I'm doing it. But the originators of this tag are Danny Bo and Natisha, and I will link to their videos down below as well as Lauren's video because all three of them are really, really cool people. So I will link to all of those in the description bar. Be sure to go check it out. I love tag videos in general. I love blush. I don't think I ever did the original blush tag video. It was always on my to-do list. Did I do it? I honestly don't even remember at this point. I've done a lot of tag videos in my time. But this one was really interesting to me. I love blush, so let's just get into it. First question is cream or powder? Definitely powder. I think I only own one cream blush, and yeah, that's it. So definitely powder. 99% of my collection is powder. Do I prefer, no, that's number 3. Number 2 is weirdest color blush in your collection. I actually have 2 that I would say are not weird, but like very vibrant. I don't have any blues or purples or anything like that, but I have this from Urban Decay. This is one of their Afterglow blushes. This is called Quickie, and it is bright hot pink. Now, this is very pigmented too. It's not the kind where it's like, oh, that'll be fine, just... yeah, if you go in with this, you need like the lightest hand in the world. So that is a bright, bright pink blush. And then I have this one from Surat Beauty. This is the Artistique blush in Classique. And this one is just, honestly, I hardly ever use it, but I can't get rid of it because I bought it with like a gift card my husband gave me, and I can't. But look at that. It's like almost red. It's so like orangey red. It's so beautiful though. So those 2 I would say would be like the weirdest, just because they are so kind of crazy colored. I have used both of them, but you have to have the lightest hand in the world. So question number 3 is, do you prefer drugstore or high-end blushes? Preference wise, I don't want to say I have a preference. I love all makeup, but I do find that I gravitate more towards high-end blushes. I just haven't found a ton from the drugstore that I love. One of my favorites is Live Pink from Rimmel, which I didn't grab. So that is a favorite. But yeah, in general, I would say high-end blushes probably make up like 80% of my collection. Next question is most expensive blush. I was looking through my stuff, and I think probably like in terms of singles, my NARS blushes maybe. I have nothing like really crazy out there except for this Hourglass palette, which I can't remember the original price. This was a limited edition kind of Christmas palette. Definitely the most expensive blush I own. I mean, it's Hourglass and it's a palette. It was expensive. I love these blushes though. Like, they're so subtle but like sheeny and shimmery. You can kind of like, you don't have to worry about going crazy with them. I know the lighting is not the best because I'm recording at night, but you can kind of tell, like, especially these 2, they really kind of show up really, really nice on the skin. It's very much kind of a natural flush, this palette, and it's definitely a favorite of mine. The next question is most inexpensive blush, and Lauren had the most perfect answer, which is the birthday blush from Sephora, which is Party from Tarte. This isn't really a favorite of mine. Like, it's okay. I know a lot of people love it. It's a really nice kind of neutral. Tarte does really neutral blushes really, really well. But something that wasn't free, I would say my most inexpensive would be this Wet n Wild one, the Color Icon blush in Pearlescent Pink. This is the only Wet n Wild blush I own. I did own other ones, and none of them really worked well on my skin tone. But this one does show up. This is much more of like a corally pink. And I do like this one quite a bit. Question number 6 is your favorite blush single. So for that one, I would have to say it's probably the blush that I was trying to hit pan on last year, and I never quite succeeded for lots of different reasons. It's the Laura Mercier Second Skin Cheek Color in Lotus Pink. I actually have this twice. I have this in an eyeshadow palette as well that had a blush and highlighter in it, and I have this in a single. I didn't realize I had it twice until like halfway through last year. I love this blush. It is actually super pigmented, which is why I couldn't really hit pan on it, because it was like, I couldn't go crazy with it, but you can tell, like, it's such a beautiful shade of pink. It has so much sheen and shimmer to it, which is just my favorite when it comes to blush. I love sheeny blushes, and this one is just a stunner. Like, I love this blush. I don't see myself ever getting rid of it. I might revisit trying to hit pan on it in the future, but like I said, it's so pigmented and the pan size is like so compact that I think that's the reason I failed in trying to hit pan on that one. Okay, so then the favorite blush palette, I only own two. My Makeup Revolution one, which I do really like, but I think the Hourglass one that we discussed earlier is definitely my favorite blush palette. So next two questions are oldest blush and newest blush in my collection. And for both of these, I cannot 100% remember, but I'm gonna give you my best guess. I think my oldest blush is this one, Benefit Dandelion. If it's not, I will tell you this. I had a Benefit Dandelion like 12 years ago, and that was like my first high-end makeup purchase I ever made. So I'm gonna count it either way, even though this is like not that one, because I did use that entire one up. This one though, it's like way too light for me. I don't know what I was doing before with it. I don't know how I panned an entire blush of this, because it's so light, it's almost my skin tone. Yeah, so, but I keep it now for nostalgia. I love this blush. I can't see myself ever getting rid of it just for nostalgia's sake. My newest blush, again, can't 100% remember. I don't recall buying a blush since around Christmas time, and I was gifted some and I bought one myself, and this is the one I bought, so I'm just gonna say this is my newest blush. This is from Elle S. Look at the packaging on this, you guys. Every time I pull this out and I see this packaging with the diamond W in it, yeah, you can kind of, there you go, you can see the W. It's just so beautiful. And then on top of that, inside, like, look, so beautiful. Now the overspray there is an overspray, which is why I tried to keep my brush just to one side of this blush. So Elle S is a Canadian brand. You can only get it in Canada, I think, but you can order it online, even if you don't live in Canada. Through the Bay, through the Beauty Boutique online. Anyway, that's what it looks like there. It's like this nice deep mauve. It's like a perfect winter color. I mean, it came out at Christmas time. But yeah, this blush is my newest and just one of my favorites for sure. All right, so next is, what is your party blush? If I'm going to a party, I'm usually doing something neutral, because most of the time I'm doing something a little bit more done up on the eyes, and I want to keep the cheeks completely neutral. So my favorite and my use it up blush for this year is Tarte Amazonian Clay in Exposed. This is a really like cult classic blush for a lot of people. I don't plan on hitting pan on this year, but I have definitely worn down the pattern a lot. You guys will see that in my makeup update when it's July for my next update. But this is just like the perfect neutral blush. I'm running out of swatch space. So there it is right there. It gives just a little bit of color to the cheeks, but nothing too much, too crazy. This time of year, it might even be slightly too light for me, just when I start getting a little bit more tan. In the winter, it definitely shows up a little bit more, but I can still use it through the entire summer. Next question is, brands that you own 4 or more of. When I was looking through my blush drawer tonight, there's only 2. There's only 2 brands. One of them is NARS. So I've got 5 from NARS. Now 2 of them were little minis. One of them was Galoo, which was like the VIB Rouge gift one year. And then one of them is Orgasm, which was a 100-point perk. So I really only purchased like 3 of the full size. I have Bumpy Ride, I have Dolce Vita, and I have Impudique, which was like a, whatchamacallit, a limited edition one for holiday one year. But anyway, I love NARS blushes. I love the formula. They're super pigmented. They blend really well. The other one that I have more than 4 of is MAC. And I didn't even realize this. Sorry, I'm reaching. Didn't even realize, but this is the brand I own the most from. So I have 2, 4, 6. I even decluttered a couple in my last blush declutter, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, I've got a couple of the Extra Dimension ones, which are the more kind of sheeny, shimmery blushes. I've got a couple of the mineralized ones, which I think are my favorite. So mineralized blush in Petal Power. This one is so beautiful. This is like the perfect spring color. It's that nice like peachy golden with a lot of sheen to it. And then this one is Warm Soul, which is actually the blush that I'm wearing right now. And I really like this in the summer because it's almost kind of like a bronzer shade. I am wearing bronzer with it, but it's almost a bronzer shade. And it just gives you that kind of like sun-kissed glow. I really like that a lot. This one was the Nutcracker Sweet from a couple Christmases ago. And then I have one of the Mariah Carey ones as well. Okay, I totally lied. I forgot that I also have 4 Urban Decay blushes, because remember, I have put this one separate. So I have, yeah, 4 of the Afterglow blushes. So I've got Quickie. I love that they put the colors on the outside, so you don't have to open it up. I've got Fetish, which is like this beautiful, just everyday, gorgeous, kind of more fallish. Rapture, which is definitely more fall as well. This is like a very deep toned mauve shade. And then Score, which is this really just kind of pretty peachy, sheeny loveliness. Next question is, any blush buying regrets? And I will just direct you to my last blush declutter where I got rid of so many blushes in my collection. I will link that down below. You could see just kind of where I came from. This declutter just happened like a month ago. Question 13, a blush that you purchased because of another YouTuber. I'm sure there is tons of blush in my collection, even decluttered ones that I purchased because of another YouTuber, but one that stands out to me is this one. This is California, and this I purchased because of Terra Babies. Like, let's just look at that. I love Benefits packaging. It's so cute. This one is just such a beautiful spring summer corally, like peachy goodness. It's so pretty, pretty, pretty. There it is right there. I mean, it's very much like some other things I have in my collection, but I think out of everything like this that I own, this is the most peachy pink of the peachy pinks. Question number 14, is there a blush from a brand that you haven't tried that's on your wish list? And I think the only one I would say is Natasha Denona. There's not a lot of blush on my wish list right now. I have so much, but I've always wanted that Natasha Denona, oh, I can't remember what it's called. She has like these blush duos, and there are a couple that are very like sheeny, shimmery ones. I'll maybe link to it down below or put a picture up here or something, because I can't remember right now which one it is. But it's been on my wish list for like 2 years, and I've never quite been able to bite the bullet on the price on it. And then the last question is favorite blush brushes. Well, the answer to that is I only use one blush brush, and I never really use any other ones. I do own other ones, but I literally reach for this one every day, and I just kind of like wipe it off every day between uses. I do wash it too, but like literally this is the only blush brush I use. This is from Quo, which is again a Canadian brand. You can only get this in Canada, and it's just called their blush brush. That's literally the name of it. It is so soft, like just so wonderfully soft. But not only is it soft, it really blends well. And for so long I was struggling trying to find a blush brush that actually blended brush really well. I find so many of them just kind of place it, but they aren't able to blend very well, and this one really does, and I think it is because of the softness of the bristles of it. So if you're in Canada, or if you're able to get you from a friend or something this blush brush, I would say go for it. It is absolutely worth the investment, and I really should just buy a second one at this point. So that is the end of the tag. I hope that you really enjoyed it. I do love talking about makeup, and blush is a really fun category. Definitely check out all the ladies that I mentioned below, the creators of this tag. It's a really fun one, and they are really cool people. And that is it for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.